Hi, welcome to our third Let's Get Chatty with Buxani Care. Let's begin with introducing the team. All of us are licensed mental health counselors. We have Katie, Melissa, Giovanni, and of course myself, Dr. Buxani.
So today's topic is, we'll be talking about all things related to motherhood. We'll start today's topic with talking about mom guilt, which I think most moms at some point will experience.
Yeah. Don't be, Giovanni.
Yes, we do. And I think part of that is because of all the expectations we put on ourselves, right?
Correct. And you know what? It kind of spans across cultures, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like in every culture, it's the mom's responsibility, right? So if a child is crying, all eyes are looking at the mom.
Fix it. Do something.
Fix it. And I remember when my daughter was born, and when that thing happened to me, I was like, okay, listen, I'm as clueless as you are.
Yes.
You want to figure this out because I don't know why she's crying.
I don't know how many times I've said with all four of them, I'm like, I don't have a magic wand, guys.
Exactly.
And like, there isn't like that I'm mom, like it's fixed. Like it doesn't work that way. But because we're mom, it's expected that we have all of the answers. I think we have a lot of the answers because of the bond we have with our children, but
we don't have all.
We don't have all.
But you guys now, I know y'all are not moms, but
Right.
y'all see this in your clients, right?
Absolutely, yeah. In my work with moms, with parents and with moms specifically, I think being able to juggle those responsibilities of, not just being a mother, but being a wife, being a woman, being a sister or a daughter, and how all of those roles are kind of pulling at you in different directions.
Right.
And so I see my clients struggle with that a lot.
Right. And I feel like there's a lot of it that society puts, and then I think there's a lot of it just that we put, right? So we, as women, we feel like we need to do it all, right? We need to take care of the husband, and we need to take care of the house, and we need to take care of the kids, and that's our role. And then we need to, because now most women are working, so then we need
Outside
to
the
also
home,
do that exactly outside the home. So we need to do that too. So there's just that
feeling that we should be doing it all.
Exactly.
We
The
should be able
shoulds,
to do
yes.
all of it.
We should be
The should disease.
Yes.
and do it all at 100%. I was watching something or looking at something on social media, and sorry, but I don't remember the page. But it wasn't an influencer, but anyway, she was basically saying like, we don't have to do everything at 100%, right? And I think this is where the mom guilt comes in, and where this whole idea of like it has to be perfect. And even though you guys aren't moms yet, but I think this could relate to other areas too. Like, we don't have to do everything at A. Like,
No.
she was basically saying, like, what are some areas that you're like, you know what, fine, I can take a C in this.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna order today.
Yeah.
I don't have to
Absolutely.
like make the gourmet meal that, let's be honest, the kids are probably gonna eat anyway. Right?
Chicken tenders.
Right? Or like,
Macaroni and cheese.
or like the
Mac and
house
cheese,
doesn't
yes.
have to be spotless
No.
all
Yeah.
the time.
No.
It's
Right,
okay
laundry
if
doesn't
there's,
always
like-
have to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
and I think-
okay.
And maybe not just as a mom, but too, like as a woman, we don't have to be perfect in
Correct.
every area in life.
Correct.
It's so funny that you say that, because some of the best advice that I got was from a mom that I used to work with, and she did it all. She was one of the top earners, right, of the company. She had her kids, and she was the room mom. Her kids were in every single activity. She was like the person that if you complimented something that she's wearing, she's like, oh, you can borrow it whenever you want. Like, just this mom that seemed to have it all together. And the best advice that she gave me was, you don't have to do it all at 100%.
Yeah.
No one's gonna know if you're giving 90 or 85%
Correct.
or 70%,
Correct.
because only you know that, and you're
Correct.
the one judging yourself for
Correct.
that.
Correct.
And, I think there's also another piece of that guilt that maybe a lot of people don't talk about, is that like when you enter motherhood, there's a feeling of maybe like having lost some of who you were before.
Yeah.
And feeling guilty for maybe even longing to maybe have that aspect of your life back, or maybe wanting to go out with friends, not wanting to be home with the kids every single night, right? That
Or,
like people don't talk about
or
that.
not loving all aspects of motherhood, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And that
Exactly.
is okay.
Exactly.
Yeah,
because they're things that are stressful and
Yeah.
daunting. Those nobody wants to stay up all night feeding and changing and burping
Yeah.
babies. You don't want to do that,
Yeah.
but you do
You do it.
because you love your child. But it comes with, it takes a toll, and I think it's important for us to accept, because even when a woman is pregnant, right, and when we do the baby showers, and when we, everybody's so happy, no one really talks about reality of, hey, you know what, this is great, but just so you know, you're not going to be sleeping for like a year. I mean, the smelly diapers and vomit on your shoulders, that's going to be your life for X amount of time, and nobody talks about that. And I think women feel guilty expressing that, oh gosh, I miss my life. I miss who I was before. And I think we need to talk about those things, and we need to encourage mothers to come out there and say, hey, it's okay. It's okay not to be completely smitten by your child the first time you hold your baby in your arms, because it doesn't happen that way for everyone. I think we idolize, and because of the Hollywood films, Bollywood films, because I'm from India, I mean, oh my gosh, you should just, the minute you get your child in your arms, you're going to feel this. I don't remember feeling that.
Regardless of how your child came out of you, you're tired.
You're what? Absolutely.
It is so exhausting.
Absolutely. So what are some of the things that you guys tell? Like, because we have moms who come to us, right? So what are we telling our clients when they come to us about dealing with this guilt?
I think the kind of theme, and just with any change that's hard, right? You have to have a really good reason to want to make the change. And I think for a lot of mothers that are experiencing that mom guilt, the reason that makes sense to them is, I can be a better mother, spouse, wife, daughter, all of these other roles, if I'm actually taking care of myself and loving myself and putting myself first. And that doesn't take away from who you are as a mother. It actually
enhances
augments
it.
it.
Yes,
Enhances it.
absolutely.
And I think a big thing is just being able to talk about it.
Yeah.
Not every time. I feel like there's so many times when women talk about not the best or most enjoyable parts of being a mom. It's always like, I love my kids, but it's like, we all know you love your children, right? Like, that doesn't need to be said.
Yes, it's almost like we're justified.
Yes, like, I love my kids,
Like
but they're driving me crazy.
Yes,
It's like,
yes,
it's okay.
yes.
We know that. But I think being able to talk about that freely with maybe friends or family, or of course therapy, and just asking for help. Because I think the reality is, and I think we really need to stop this expectation, is that we don't have to do it all.
Yeah,
It's okay if you can't do it all or you don't want to do it all.
Absolutely. Yeah. I tell my clients all the time that, listen, feel the guilt, do it anyways, because I can't stop from feeling what I feel.
Yeah.
We know we can't really control emotions. I can't make myself feel a certain way. So feel it, but do in your intellectual mind what you know is good for you. Because like you said, everything that you do good for you is ultimately going to be beneficial to your children, to all your relationships. So
Great, and I mean that also allows you to model that for your children too.
yes,
as they get
so
older,
important.
that they learn that like it is okay to take care of myself and to put myself first.
Absolutely. As an Indian woman, in my culture, I'm probably the only person in my husband's side of the family who actually has a career, and it was so important for me. What I do is very important for me, but it was such a daunting decision once the kids came into the picture, that really you're going to work, but having and maintaining my identity of who I am, in addition to being a wife and a mother, was so important that I fought the fight, and I'm sure some of I'm not sure like with all the cultures, but I know that there are a lot of cultures that look at women and why would you go to work, and especially if you don't need to, right? Like if if it's not a financial necessity, then why are you doing this? Stay home, just take care of the kids, take care of the house.
I'm Cuban American, and I know that in the Hispanic culture it's very similar, right? But I grew up with very strong influences of women in my life who wanted to work, wanted to have a career, and were able to, and had to fight that fight as well. And if anything, I think that as a daughter of seeing that, right, it's inspired me and it's helped me to want to go further and to better myself. So I think for the moms that worry, what impact is this going to have on my kids? It's going to have a positive impact.
Absolutely. So let's talk about self-care. What are we telling moms? So Giovanni, I think you brought up an amazing point, because obviously, we need to reach out for help. We don't need to do it all. So, reach out for help, reach out for that support. What are some of the other things that we're telling our mom clients that you need to do this for self-care?
I think going back to what you were mentioning earlier, right, that like things don't have to be A, B, they don't have to be 100%,
all the time.
Choosing, what can you choose today that doesn't have to be an A, doesn't have to be 100%, what can you do a little less of? That way you can, maybe spend more time on yourself, like reprioritizing what you need to get it done in the day.
I think we're forgetting a lot of times that it really does take a village.
Yes.
I think we have to go back to that.
We do.
Just asking for help. And I think sometimes we'll really be surprised who will help us.
I think also it's so important just to remind moms that self-care doesn't look the same for everyone. And also, just as important, and I tell all my clients this, not just my clients that are mothers, but that self-care isn't only about going to get a massage or getting your nails done, right?
Absolutely.
Like, it's making sure you're not neglecting your physical health. Are you going to the doctor? Are you getting sleep when you can, right? Are you eating as regularly as possible, in a wholesome way as you can? So, going to get a manicure is definitely self-care for some.
If that works.
If that works.
Correct.
But don't neglect the basics.
Absolutely.
And I think I'll even take that further with self-care, even just being an emotional thing, right? So for me, self-care might be saying what I need and saying it very clearly and being very assertive. And so if that means, hey, I need help with the kids, that might be my self-care. Like, hey guys, I need some support. Telling my spouse or friends or family that, right?
Right.
Like, hey, I need a break.
I need a mommy day off.
I'm
out.
Like, give me time.
Enjoy the kids.
Maybe I go get a manicure. Maybe I just sit and do nothing.
Correct.
What do you guys think about mothers that are, maybe without so much support, without maybe having another adult in their house, maybe more along the lines of like single mothers? What do you think about